welcome back to my channel. For today's look, I basically wanted to go for something super green. That's it. That was the thinking behind this look. I really thought I had a decent amount of greens at this point in my collection, but I had to trawl through to find the perfect arrangement. So today we're using the Juvia's Place Tribe palette. We're mixing it in with the W7 Glowing Green Vivid Pigment palette. I even used some more Pastel Roses eyeshadow, but I seem to put it away, so I can't show it to you guys. I even decided to put in some giant earrings because I still have some in my collection and I never wear them. I probably haven't put these on for like 3-4 years at least. I used to be able to wear any earrings that I wanted, and then I think while I was at uni, I randomly became allergic to really cheap earrings, so it makes me sad. They're gonna get in the way all day, but I'm probably gonna have to take them off in about 10 minutes anyway because my ears are just gonna get really itchy. That's pretty much it. I mean, what else is there to say? I've been at home for about 2 months at this point, so there's not a lot of exciting adventures to tell you about. We got Disney Plus. We're watching all of Star Wars in chronological order. We started at The Phantom Menace. We're currently watching the Rebels cartoon. That is my life now. So yeah, there we go. If you'd like to see how I got this look, then just go ahead and keep on watching. Alright guys, as always my eyes are primed with my P. Louise base. Also, yesterday these braids made me feel really cute, but I don't know what it is today. I feel like they just show how big my head is. Thanks. Anyway, I'm gonna start off by jumping into my Juvia's Place Tribe palette. I wanted this one for ages. I mean, look at that colour scheme. I just thought it was so unique. And now that I have it, I don't use it as much as I should. So that's what we're gonna go in with today. I'm gonna jump into the shade Tootsie on a Zoeva 231 brush. And I'm just gonna start packing that into my crease. This is a pretty shade of green, but I am finding that I am having to keep dipping back in, otherwise I feel like it would go patchy, but it's getting there. And today I want to go for that more rounded shape, so I'm just going to take the colour on the outer corner of my lower lash line. So now that that's on, I'm going to jump into the green Vivid Pigment palette from W7, and I'm going to take the darkest of the two greens, and this one is just so powdery in comparison to the Juvia's Place one, so you do need to be careful with it. And I'm going to use that to blend out Tootsie. In an ideal world, I would only be using one palette, but apparently this is the only one I have that has a proper electric green like this one. But you guys know my issue with it, it literally only has two greens. So hence why we're going in with two palettes today. I thought a really good one to use would be the Revolution colour book, the blue and green one obviously. But then when I was just experimenting with swatches, I realised it doesn't actually have a lot of different greens. They're all kind of in the same family, so it just wasn't going to do what I wanted. And then for my third shade, I'm going to jump back into the Juvia's Place palette, and I'm going to go for Masai on another Zoeva 231. You do really have to dig into these a lot more than the W7 ones. They feel much harder pressed. And again, I'm just going to use this one to blend out the previous shade. The advantage with the fact that they're harder pressed is that they definitely have a lot less fallout. There's no kick up in the pan practically. So I think you could very easily use their shadows if you like doing your foundation first. And as I'm working on the outer part of the shadow, I'm just making sure I'm sticking to that rounded shape and I'm not stretching it out. I do find that these Juvia's Place shadows take a fair amount of work. When I use this palette by itself, the shades never come out as bright as they look in the palette. I always feel like they look a little bit dull. I don't know if it's just this palette. I've only got this one and another one, so I can't say that I've tried a lot of their shadows, but there's just something a bit faded about how the shadows come out, but used with this green eyeshadow, I think they're working really well. It's helping to just bring up that brightness. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to jump into a little bit more of it. Really kick it up a notch. Without any extra product, I'm taking the brush that I used with Masai. I'm saying it wrong, aren't I? Masai. And I'm just softening that up. And then just to give things a little bit more depth without darkening up the look too much, I'm going to jump back into the Juvia's Place palette. I'm going to take the shade Sun on a Sigma E36 and just pop that right in the outer corner. I'm just doing it with my eye open so I know it's sitting right in the crease. So I just want to add a little bit of shadow. I don't want the whole thing to be darkened. And then just in with the brush from Tootsie just to help blend. I'm gonna go ahead and cut my crease now, so I'm just gonna do that off camera and then I'll be right back. Alright, so I've cut my crease into a half cut crease. I tried to keep it a bit more rounded, not extended too far out into the rest of the shadow, just to really keep that rounded shape. So now I'm gonna jump back into the W7 Vivid Pigments palette, and I'm gonna take this shade in the middle, which I haven't really used at all. And I'm gonna pop that on the very inner part of the cut crease, just following the shape along. It's such a pretty shade, and I think that's the thing that really disappoints me about this palette, is that you do have nice shades in there, they're just not cohesive. And I find it really difficult to use this palette by itself, but paired up with others works quite well. And then I'm going to switch to another flat brush, and this time I'm going to take the yellow metallic and start packing that on just below. Oh, this one is crumbly. I'm just gonna quickly spray my brush because this one needs it. Actually, I think I'm pretty much just gonna bring it all the way down. And then I'm just gonna jump back into the first shimmer and I'm just gonna start blending them in together. So to blend them out, I just alternate between the two shades, just overlap them so that we haven't got a harsh line. That's pretty cute, I like that. And then, am I gonna regret this? Let me try jumping into a little bit of Cuba, really just a tiny little bit, just to create the transition. Oh, that is so dark actually. I don't think I'm gonna add any more than that. I'm just literally only adding a tiny bit at the end of the cut crease, so right in the area where the shimmers meet the mattes. Then I'm gonna jump back into a little bit of the yellow or lime green. I'm not really too sure what it is. And again, I'm just gonna overlap it with the darker green. And then I'm also gonna jump back into a tiny bit of Tootsie, again, just to help blend over on this side. Taking the E36 that I used with the dark matte green earlier, not adding any extra product, I'm just using that to just blend really softly. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the lime green, I guess I'm gonna call it. I feel like it looks yellow in the palette, but on the eye right now, surrounded by all the other colours, it looks like a lime green, so just gonna go with it. And then just a little bit more of that off-white, again, just to help blend out at the very top. Next up, I just want to add a liner detail to sharpen up the cut crease. So I'm going to jump into the Super Beauty Hydra Effects. This is the shade Dance Party. And for these, I always use my Pro Arte Master Stroke Series 60 brushes. This is the size 00. I'm just going to come and line the top of the cut crease. Okay, and now that that's on, I'm also going to add some liner. So I'm as always going to go in with my Inglot gel liner, and just because it's drying out, I'm going to add a couple of drops of my Revolution Pro mixing liquid. I use this all the time, but I think they've actually stopped making this. It's still on their website, but anytime I look at it, it's sold out, which is really annoying. So I am sorry if I keep recommending that and they don't actually make it anymore, but it's basically a product that's in the same sort of line as Duraline by Inglot, so I just use it to fluidify brow pomades and gel liners. So I'm going to take my Pro Arte Master Stroke Series 63, this is the size number 4, and I'm just going to draw on a bit of a thick liner, but no wing. Just gonna give it a second to dry down before blending it out because I don't want it to be too intense. So I'm just gonna do the other eye and then I'm gonna come back to blend it out. So now that I've given that a little bit of time, I'm just gonna go into the Sigma E36 I used with the darkest matte green and just really softly try and blend that out into the shadow. So I'm barely applying any pressure right now. And rather than just blending outwards and dragging the liner further out, I'm kind of almost trying to bring the shadow into the liner, if that makes sense. So I'm blending inwards. And then I think I'm just going to take a little bit more of Tootsie on my original Zoeva 231 and just pack it on top. And then just in with the brush from the green from the W7 palette, just to help blend and soften that out. And now I'm going to go on top of the liner with one of my Pastel Roses Nebula eyeshadows. This is the shade Helix. Oh, look at that. It's really, really pretty. I'm just going to take a really, really small flat brush, dip it in and pack it on. And then I'm just going to go back into the original 231 from the green, just blend it out. That is so reflective. I really, really like it. I think I got these for £12 each, but I think that might have been a sale price. I mean, I think for £12 they are worth it. They're really, really pretty, but they're definitely an investment. I would also say that they were a lot smaller than I expected for that price, but I do really, really like the way that they look. Alright, I just went ahead and primed my lower lash line, and as you can see from this side, I figured out what I was going to do. So the first thing I did was just to take a very, very small brush. This is a very old square eyeliner brush from a very, very long time ago. And I'm just going to go into a bit of Sand, which is probably the shade that has the most kick up in the pan now that I look at it closely. And I'm going to start in the outer corner and just pop it right in the lash line. And I'm gonna go all the way with it. And I just got some on my nose because I'm super, super clever like that. And then I'm just gonna carry on with all the previous shades that I used, just using the same Zoeva brushes again. So first of all, going into Tootsie and smoking Sand out. Then into the W7 palette with a little bit of that green. And I'm taking it pretty far down. And then finally I'm going to go back into Masai and again just blend everything out and really finish up that rounded shape. On my waterline, I'm going to go in with the LA Girl Neon Shop Over eyeliner in Screamin'. Just try and get that on. Needs a sharpen. There we go, that's an improvement. When did I get all this eyeliner on my hand? Just to finish up that waterline, I am just going to jump into a bit more of Masai, just on a very, very small eyeshadow brush. And I do like to be very, very careful with this because otherwise I get so much powder in my eye. So I am tapping off as much excess as possible. And then I'm just going to come in, press that into the eyeliner. There we go, that's a lot better. Oh, I can definitely feel powder. Oh. And I'm just gonna highlight my brow bone, which I never really remember to do anymore. So I'm gonna use the Ofra highlighter in Glazed Donut. Just pop that right in between the shadow and the brow bone. And then just using the Zoeva brush from Masai, just to ensure we still have a really nice soft edge. And then what I'll do as well once my base is on is I'll add some of this into my inner corner. So that is it for the eyes now. So I'm just going to go and pop some lashes on and do my base, and then I'll come back so that we can just finish everything up together. Alright guys, so my base is now on, and now that I've got a whole load of bronzer and contour on, my face definitely just feels like it's not as gigantic. So that makes me happy. I'm going to go in with some highlighter. I'm going to use the Revolution Vivid Baked Highlighter in Golden Lights. I doubt they still make this, but whenever I want something warmer, this is the one I go for, because a lot of golden highlighters are much too dark for me. I mean, this one's pretty obvious. It's not going to be a natural highlighter. You can literally see that there is gold there, but it doesn't leave a cast. And I'm pretty sure I would have paid about like £2, something ridiculous like that at the time. It would have been so cheap. I'm gonna bring it up on the forehead, and then the lips, and then the nose. And with this one, I don't find that I need to go in with a smaller brush to really get it intense on the nose. It does all the work for itself, really. I've gone very heavy with it, but I don't care. It's not like I'm going for a natural look today, is it? And then I'm going to go for more of a nude lip today, so I'm going to go into the Peachy blush, which of course is the L'Oreal Life's a Peach blush. I know I keep using it at the moment, but you know when you haven't used a product for ages and then you pick it up again and you're like, why did I stop? I don't shop for L'Oreal products all that often, but sometimes they do just make some nice stuff. And this blush is one of them. I love the shade. I'm going in with so much blush right now, but on camera it barely shows up. In real life though, I'm starting to look pretty orange. I'm gonna go in with the MUA Intense Colour Lip Liner in the shade TLC and just line my lips. And then I just like to thicken that line up and then do the top lip. And then on my lips, I'm gonna take the LA Splash. These are called like Angelic or something. There's no name written on there, but it's the shade Afriel. That is a really good match for the lip liner. Going a bit streaky. I'm not the biggest fan of this gloss formula because it is one of those really thick glosses, but it does also look really nice with this look, so yeah. And then I'm gonna finish it off with some L'Oreal Shake and Glow Spray. I definitely need to get another bottle of this on payday. It's gonna be my third one. I realise now that what I should have done during lockdown, I should have bought a new piercing and seen if I could still get it in there, because I do miss it. But then it's also nice to just be able to stick one on and just have a different colour for every makeup look. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. I hope as always that you liked it. I just wanted to put a load of green on my eyes, and that's exactly what we've got, and I'm really pleased with it. I mean, I would say this is the perfect look for going to sit out in the back garden in the sun. Just need a drink to match it now. As always guys, if you enjoyed this video, then do please give it a big thumbs up, leave me a comment letting me know what you thought of it, and of course subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on my next video, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye guys.